Print on demand is so oversaturated that it's impossible to make money in 2026. It's just a silly side hustle that doesn't work and is really a complete waste of time. This is what I keep seeing floating around all over the internet, and I promise you it's mostly coming from people that try to throw up random boring designs on Redbubble and thought that would make them thousands overnight. Now, I started print on demand back in 2020 with no social media following, no audience on YouTube. It was actually just me, Canva, and Redbubble. There was no real strategy behind it. And guess what? I still managed to make 5 figures in a month with it. Now, while the haters might be right on one thing, yes, it is oversaturated. However, there's still very much an opportunity in the game. That's why people are still doing it to this day. Since then, it's only gotten easier to create designs, upload them, and actually make money off them. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what the people that are making money are doing differently and how you can get started as a complete beginner. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to sell, how to set up your store, how to create designs without being a designer, and 3 ways that you can promote the product for free. Let's get into it. What is print on demand? Now, let's start from the beginning so this actually makes sense before we get into the steps. The core of print on demand is you create a design, it gets printed onto a physical product. So for example, a t-shirt, a mug, wall art, it could be anything. And the important bit about all of this is that it only actually gets made once someone makes a purchase. This means that you don't have to hold on to any stock. There's no upfront cost for you. Someone literally just places an order, and after that, the printing, the shipping, the customer service is all done on your behalf. If you put a design up and it starts selling like hot cookies, that's amazing. But if it doesn't, you actually don't face any consequences because you're not at a cash loss. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't think of any other business model that works like that. Also, as I've been saying since all the way back in 2020, it's still to this date one of the most sustainable business models if you have a job or you're studying or you just have an overall busy life, because it's not as hands-on as most other business models. The biggest mistake that I can honestly say that people make is that they don't do any research when they first start. So that's where we're going to be starting today. What we don't want to do is be like the average person that just picks a design that they personally like and then hope that other people will like it and also go and buy it. You need to understand exactly what and where the demand is so you can produce designs that are already proven to convert. I'm going to give you the system that I use that you can repeat so you don't make any of these rookie mistakes. First things first, we need to find an evergreen niche, something that has a built-in and passionate audience that exists all year round. The first ones will fall into a few categories like the ones on the screen right now. As you can see, there's jobs and careers, so for example, nurses, teachers, entrepreneurs. There's hobbies, so for example, people that like to go to the gym, people that like to game. Even things like personality traits like introverts, extroverts, cat people, stuff like that. A lot of the time people will buy because it feels like the product is made specifically for them. That personal connection to the product is actually what drives the sales in the first place. I'll give you a real example from my own experience. When I started selling back in 2020, I was selling a little bit of everything, but what I picked up on is that a lot of people were really interested in my cat designs. I'm not even joking, us cat people genuinely fit the stereotype of crazy cat people because we love to buy everything with cats on it. The designs that I noticed were making me the absolute most amount of money actually were black cats. So when I doubled down on the designs that had black cats, I saw my sales, I'm not even joking, spike, maybe even double. So when I realized this and I doubled down on creating more black cat themed products, I noticed that my sales practically doubled. Notice how I went from like animal theme, cat theme, all the way down to like black cat theme. That is how far you want to niche down, because the more specific you get, the more you're narrowing your competition and you get to dominate that space a lot more easily. Now, another tip that I can give you that genuinely works is to try and go for like a gifting angle. What I mean by that is like actively looking at upcoming holidays or even considering like sentimental occasions like birthdays and anniversaries and stuff like that. When you layer the gifting side to your niche, you're going to end up with a product that people are actively searching for that also have a good reason to buy that exact product today. Now, let me show you exactly what that would look like in practice. Right now, Easter just passed. So if I had created cat designs with an Easter theme, like for example, a cat coming out of Easter egg or something like that, I would have been sitting in front of a very, very niched and very specific buyer in that period. Now, this could have been someone that was looking for an Easter card or an Easter t-shirt or some sort of a gift that they might have wanted to give to a friend that might own a black cat. I would have had an extremely low level of competition because of how insanely specific that product would have been. Another amazing thing about niching down is that it's super easy to upsell, because if someone lands on your store because they love a product in a very specific niche, chances are if they actually check out your store properly, they're going to find a whole bunch of other products that they actually like. A super specific niche could very easily turn a single purchase into a bulk order. Anyway, once you have this idea, the next thing that you'll need to do is actually validate it. This is so you can fully understand the styles and designs that are really doing well already, so we can just recreate them in our own way. The best tool for that is actually Etsy itself. What you're going to do is search the idea and look at the first page results only. Now, I always say this, but if products have ended up on the first page of search, it means that they're clearly doing something well. well. Instead of guessing what designs work, you can literally scroll through and see what's already working based off the reviews, based off the fact that it's on the first page. And also take note of what price points people are comfortable paying at, because when we start, we're going to want to price ourselves just that tiny bit lower to give us the competitive edge. Another thing that is absolutely crucial to check is exactly what type of product is selling. Are we seeing a pattern of calendars, of t-shirts, tote bags, socks? Just go and have a quick overview of what is selling in that moment so we can double down on the exact product that we want to start with. We niche down more, we layer the gifting aspect, and then we go and validate the whole thing before we even start to create the design. That is how you avoid wasting time and end up making a design that actually converts. Now you know what you're selling, you're going to need a platform that can actually make it and ship it for you. Now there's a handful of print-on-demand platforms out there, but let me tell you why I specifically chose Gelato. Now they have over 140 print partners across 32 countries. So in short, what this means is that your products are being printed as close to your customers as possible. So that means that there's much faster shipping, lower shipping costs, and a much better experience for the actual customer. This is going to matter a lot when you're competing with other creators. Now, the other thing that makes them stand out is how cleanly they connect to Shopify. This is the platform that we're going to be using to put our products on. And once you link the two together, the orders are going to flow from your Shopify straight to Gelato. A customer will buy, Gelato gets the order, and they handle everything. It will ship to your customer. You don't actually have to lift a finger. The link to sign up is down in my description, where I've also left a 30% off discount for your first sample order, so you can actually try the product to see exactly what your customers are getting. I actually already ordered a sample and reviewed it in my previous video if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, let's actually get into how to get your store live. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. It's super simple, I promise. So first, you're going to head over to the link in my description and create your free Gelato account. They're just going to ask you a few basic details, and this is going to take literally under a minute. Then you're going to set up your Shopify stores. If you don't have one already, you can quickly click the link down in my description for the Shopify free trial as well. I'll also leave the link down below for Shopify, where you can get your store live for $1 a month for the first 3 months. You can literally just connect your Google account to set up your Shopify in seconds. And once you're in, you're going to very quickly select a theme that appeals to you. So just look through the free store design options and select one of them. This is going to be the base for your store, and from the Shopify dashboard, you're going to go to the App Store and search Gelato. Then you just need to install the app, connect your Gelato account to your Shopify store. This is going to grant you the access so the two platforms can connect, and from this point onwards, anything that you create on your Gelato will publish straight to your Shopify store. There's no extra steps needed. Now this is the part that I think puts most people off, because they think that they need to be really good at designing. You don't, and I'm going to give you the exact process that I use to create designs in literally under 5 minutes. The first thing that I do is I go back to the Etsy products that I found that are already selling well. I screenshot the top 3 that caught my eye, along with the title, description, everything about that product, and I paste it into ChatGPT. From then, I will prompt it with this exact prompt that I have on the screen right now. I'll also leave it down in the description if you want to go ahead and copy and paste it yourself. From there, ChatGPT is going to give a whole list of original concepts based on what's already proven to sell. Now you have a complete design brief without having to actually come up with anything. You don't have to go through the process of creative block and not knowing what to design. From here, what you're going to do is build it in Canva. So in short, you're going to take the description that ChatGPT gave you and you're going to open Canva. There you're going to search for the individual elements that you need. So the fonts, the graphics, the shapes, the illustrations, and you're going to build it out. The key things to keep in mind is that you want to keep it relatively simple, but still very bold and eye-catching. From my experience, designs that are clean and instantly readable will always outperform ones that are too busy to look at. Now, this actually is the exact design that Canva told me to make, which I ended up posting to my Etsy in the previous video. For reference, it all took me under 5 minutes to do all of this, and as you get used to this, it's going to get quicker and quicker. Once you're happy with the design, what you're going to do is export it as a PNG as the highest quality setting. For the final step of the design process, what you're going to do is head back to Gelato. You're going to open the design editor and drag and drop your PNG straight in. Gelato's built-in AI will actually generate your product title, description, and tags for you, so you have one less step to worry about. Also, another thing that you guys are going to be really happy about is that Gelato can actually create the mockups for you, so you don't have to pay any of these random platforms for mockups that end up with the watermark over them. That was the exact process that I had to go through back in 2020 when I was doing print on demand. It was an absolute nightmare. You needed like 10 different tools to get this all done. Now, once you've uploaded it to Gelato, what you're going to do is you're going to publish it. So in order to do that, you need to set your pricing. As I said earlier, you need to reference from what your competitors are doing and price yourself just that slight bit cheaper, so you make sure that you have that competitive edge. Gelato is going to show you the exact profit margins in real time, so you can see what you're making per sale. As a general general rule, you want to aim for around 2.5 to 3 times the base cost to make the product. So for example, if the product costs $8 to make, you want to make sure you're pricing it at least $20 to $24. This gives you a really healthy margin while still staying competitive. Now, once you've done that, something that a lot of people skip and don't actually mention in the print on demand videos is that you absolutely by force legally need to have a FAQ and about page and also a shipping policy. Now, Shopify will actually help you create those legal pages. There's this little AI tool at the top that you can ask it to just quickly generate the page for you, and it will do it in seconds. Now, if you want to take it a step further, you could also go out of your way to get custom domain. Custom domains help your store look a lot more legit, and you can actually buy one directly through Shopify. If you've never bought a domain before, I highly recommend that you compare the prices so you can look at the prices that Shopify gives you, Namecheap, or also GoDaddy. I personally buy my domains off GoDaddy, and it's very, very simple to connect them on Shopify because it's all integrated. I'm not entirely sure about Namecheap, but they have been around for a while, so they should also be easy to integrate. And from there, you can actually just go ahead and publish your store. Now, let me be clear, as I always say, the more products that you design, the more opportunities you give yourself of making a sale. In my opinion, it's always a good idea to start with even 5 to 10 designs, so people have multiple options to shop from on your store in case they want to go for upsells. Okay, now the part that everyone wants to know about is how do you actually get people to your store? Because obviously you can have the best store in the world, but if you have no traffic, you will not be making any sales. The primary way that I promote all of my products is actually through Pinterest. So whether it's digital products, physical products, print on demand, like I do everything with Pinterest as well. The reason why Pinterest works so well is because it's a search engine. So people are going on there actively searching for aesthetic things. They're trying to find things to buy or even just inspo. So essentially the people that are on Pinterest are already in a buying mindset, which means that the traffic actually tends to convert very well compared to other platforms. Another thing that I absolutely love about Pinterest is the shelf life for your content. If you post something on Instagram, you can expect it to be completely squashed by the end of the week. When you post on Pinterest though, that pin can generate you traffic for years. And I'm talking like 2, 3, 4+ years. You literally just do the work once and it will continue to pay you back. How you would do this is you take the mock-ups that Gelato provides and you create the pins in Canva. You can change the background, you can make it look as aesthetic as you want. The good thing about Canva is that there's already free templates on Pinterest pin design, so you can go ahead and use that for reference. And then for the pin and title of your Pinterest pins, you can use AI to make sure that it's completely SEO optimized. So when someone searches something that is relevant to your product will actually show up and take them back to your store. I personally recommend at least 3 to 5 Pinterest pins a day and just let it compound. This is a traffic method that actually works without you having to be behind a laptop all day. Now, if you want traffic fast, and I mean like super saturated traffic, and you're willing to spend a small amount to get it, then this is your best option. What I like to do is find niche pages on Instagram or TikTok, and these are basically just pages that are posting content relevant to your audience. So for example, if I wanted to sell my products, I would look for someone that posts content on black hacks. Now there's so many of those types of theme pages, I would be absolutely spoiled for choice. In general, when you're starting out, what I would recommend is that you look for accounts that are somewhere between the like 20k to 100k range. It's not necessarily micro influencers. These are people that have a big audience, and what you're gonna do is just DM them and ask them what their rates are for a promotional story or feed post. Depending on the size of the page, you could be spending $20 to $100 for a shout out. You want to go ahead and send them your best mock-up and then tell them to link their audience directly back to your store. The main thing that you need to focus on is making sure that it's 100% related to the product that you're selling. Obviously, if I'm selling a cat t-shirt, it will be more likely to appeal to people that are already interested in cats versus me trying to promote to a lifestyle page because it's very generic. Another thing that you absolutely need to do is check the engagement rate for these influencers or theme pages. You do not want to be charged $100 for someone that has 100,000 followers when they're actively getting maybe 100 likes per post. That engagement is extremely low and you're not going to convert as much as you should. You want to be looking for genuine interactions. So you want to make sure that the comments look real. You want to make sure that there's actually people engaging with the page, that they're getting a lot of likes, that they're getting views on their reels. This is going to show you that the followers are actually paying attention to this page. A tip that I can give you from experience is do not bank transfer any of these pages. Make sure that you back yourself up and only pay through PayPal goods and services or any platform that allows to keep you protected in the event that they do not post the content. So that's actually everything that you need to go from zero experience to a live print on demand store by the end of the day. My piece of advice is just go for the Pinterest free traffic first. Commit to it for even just 30 days. Once you've done that and you've made your first few sales, then you can get into paid traffic, because then you understand exactly what what works so you can double down on that. See, print on demand is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a real and proven business model that does take time to generate sales with. The only thing that's left for you to do is actually get started. If this was helpful to you, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. If you have any comments at all, please go ahead and drop them down in the comments. I'll be sure to reply. Best of luck, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.